Brought to you straight from the Koffler Bulldog Studio at Bryant University, this is the Bryant News Broadcast, hosted by Mike Cronin and Sarah Larrabee, featuring Nolan Thompson with the weather, Brian Walsh and Chad Sabo with sports, and Teresa Navarra and Courtney Vetter with the Bryant Update. This episode is sponsored by the Media Production Club.
It has been 2.5 weeks since the devastating earthquake and tsunami hit Japan, and experts are still worried about a nuclear meltdown.
And for the first time, scientists in Japan are actually starting to see radioactive leaks from the power plants into the soils and the waterways, which is absolutely devastating for a nation trying to recover from such a tragedy.
That's right, Sarah. Analysis of these toxins show very small amounts. However, the situation must continue to be monitored extremely closely to ensure the safety of all residents.
And as always, we hope for the best, and we will keep you updated with any new developments.
In other news, on Tuesday, the world powers forcefully declared that Muammar Gaddafi needs to step down as Libya's ruler. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and British Foreign Secretary William Hague led the talks in London between 40 countries who have all agreed that Gaddafi cannot be ruling Libya in the future. Though nothing definite was resolved at the meeting, plans are underway to possibly supply weapons to the Libyan rebels and possibly provide a refuge for Gaddafi and his family.
It's official, Tom Brady is stepping down. Well, not the Tom Brady, the Patriots quarterback, but Tom Brady, the Providence superintendent. After 3 years as a superintendent of Providence schools, Brady has announced that he will resign at the end of this school year. This comes after a series of controversies within the school department, including the proposed closing of 4 city schools and the 2,000 termination notices that went out to all teachers last month. A national search will now be conducted to find his replacement, and Brady ensures a, quote, smooth transition.
Sarah, I almost fell over in my chair when you said Tom Brady stepped him down, but not the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah, well, with a name like that, you know, I'm surprised he's not in the news more or gets mixed up. Maybe he gets some mail or I don't know.
But either way, it's probably not going to be hearing too much about him now, are we?
Right. Well, he's done a great job, you know, in Providence, a very tough city to be a superintendent of nowadays. But we wish him the best.
Absolutely.
Here's Nolan with a look at this week's weather.
Thanks, Sarah. Taking a look at the radar right now, you can see that currently we are in the clear. If we take a further look at our weekly forecast, you can see that we are in for some sunshine both Wednesday and Thursday, but Friday there's a chance of showers, which may look a little something like this. Just kidding, April Fools. A little lame, I know, but haha. Saturday and Sunday there will be some sunshine returning. The showers will come back on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures will be between the 40s and 50s all week. Now over to Chad with sports.
Thanks, Nolan. The Bryant University baseball team held a 2-1 advantage going into the 7th frame, but could not hold on for the win as the Bulldogs fell 4-2 to our Northeast Conference foe, Monmouth. The game was the finale of the 4-game set. Both teams split the series. In the finale, Bryant was paced offensively by sophomore Dan Muscatello, who went 1 for 3 at the plate and drove in both runs. Bryant now has 9 wins and 12 losses overall, and has 3 wins and 5 losses in the Northeast Conference. For the second time this season, Bryant University senior Mark Andrews from Hillsborough, New Jersey, has been named Academia Northeast Conference Pitcher of the Week for his performance in the past 5 games. Andrews has looked like nothing but a lockdown lefty closer thus far this season. The veteran reliever made 3 appearances last week, recording a pair of wins and a save. Andrews totaled 5 shutout innings of relief, surrendering 1 hit and 1 walk while striking out 5 batters. In the team's home opener against Fairfield on Wednesday, Andrews worked 1 2/3 innings of a 1-hit ball in relief to keep the Stags at bay, allowing the Bulldogs to claim the walk-off win as the Southpaw picked up the win. In other news, congratulations to VCU. On paper, they should have never been in the tournament, but have they proved themselves? Absolutely. They're going to have a tough game against Butler, but they look to be the Cinderella story and everyone's cheering for them, so congratulations to them. Back to you, Mike and Sarah.
Thank you, Chad. On Monday, a poisonous Egyptian cobra escaped from the Bronx Zoo in New York and is now sightseeing in New York City. This, according to her Twitter. Pranksters have jumped at the opportunity to make a little fun of the cobra's escape, who now has over 30,000 followers. However, there's not much fun about this snake because it is one of the most venomous snakes in the world and is able to kill someone in less than 15 minutes. Zoo officials have said it may take a few weeks to find the cobra. It all depends on when she decides to come out of hiding.
In other news, everyone loves a good Zeppoli, especially with its crunchy shell on the outside and a sweet cream filling on the inside. But you had better watch out if you recently purchased one from Defusco's Bakery in Johnston. The Rhode Island Department of Health has released that 32 people are suffering from salmonella poisoning, and 17 of those cases have resulted in hospitalization. Salmonella is a nasty bacterium that causes vomiting, diarrhea, cramps, and fever, and comes from exposure to contaminated raw eggs. The worst part? Toxic Zeppolis were sold or handed out at 19 different locations around the state. Experts say that the outbreak could spread as the week goes on, so please take extra precaution when picking out those desserts in the buffet line.
Well, Sarah, I've never heard of a Zeppoli, but I don't think I'm ever going to have one, to be honest with you.
You know, they're Italian pastries, very popular, very sweet,
Sure.
but their shells were located in an old box that actually had contaminated raw egg in them, and that's where the salmonella developed. And on top of that, their cream that they were using for their filling was found at unsafe temperatures in their refrigerators.
Oh.
So kind of a double whammy. I don't know, Defusco's Bakery might take a long time to recuperate from this reputation buster.
Yeah, I'm not going to be going there anytime soon.
So, well, hopefully Courtney and Teresa haven't eaten any Zeppolis. Here's their Bryant update.
What happens when you lock 4 Bryant DJs in the radio station for 36 hours? If you were on campus this weekend, it was pretty easy to find out. Beginning at 10 a.m. on Friday, WJMF hosted their annual fundraiser, Held Hostage. The event is to benefit the Rhode Island Community Food Bank, and donations of money and non-perishable food were accepted for the entire 36 hours. Last year, WJMF raised over $1,000. In their second year working with the food bank, WJMF smashed that record and raised $3,500. Held Hostage DJs Ricky, Tyler, Dylan, and John were joined by many special Bryant guests, and certain parts of the event were even broadcast on Channel 68, including our very own Mrs. Makeley shaving Tyler's beard once donations reached $2,000. Who knew a hostage situation could bring so much good to those in need?
Well, the stress of worrying about picking classes is over. Kind of. Bryant has finally created a much-needed electronic class waiting list system. Now, instead of writing emails to all professors asking to make room for us, we can just add ourselves to the 15-person waitlist available for each class on Banner. Then, if a spot opens up, students are notified according to the order on the waiting list, and as long as the student responds within 48 hours of the notification, the student is added to the class. However, if the student doesn't respond within 48 hours, the spot gets offered to the next student. Certain classes also don't have a waiting list, for example, all freshman classes and certain 200 levels. But this is still a much-needed improvement to what always seems to be a stressful registration experience. Now, some of us are stressed, but some of us get priority registration, right, Teresa?
I work hard for my priority registration. Dr. Sousa's always trying to take it away from us if we don't meet that GPA requirement.
Because you're in the honors program, right?
I am in the honors program.
You're fancy, huh?
I try to be. It's a little stressful right now with the thesis, but we're working it out. We're working it out.
Good luck with that.
Oh, I will have very great luck with that. Did you happen to catch Held Hostage this weekend?
You know, I did, and I noticed there were some pretty good-looking DJs in there, huh?
Did you? I noticed that. That's interesting, Courtney.
I heard you have a little crush on one in particular.
You know, me and one of my studentmates did try to call in and get me a date with one of the DJs, but it didn't work out too well.
His loss.
Yeah, completely. You can date me instead, right?
No thanks.
That's kind of rude.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Now I'm just going to go give it back to you, Mike and Sarah, so I can cry here.
Thank you, Teresa and Courtney. Well, from all of us here at Channel 68, thanks for tuning in. I'm Mike Cronin.
I'm Sarah Larrabee. Make sure to tune in every week as we bring you more on the things that you want to know. Have a great day.